everybody. Yeah, here we are. We got news again, right? More news as it relates to what we're doing and what we're not doing. How the heck are you? All right. First of all, I'm doing okay. Ryan is going to join me here in just a few moments. So we'll talk with Ryan in a little bit. I wanted to address this. Sorry, I'm just getting everything scheduled here on my phone because, listen, no matter what's going on in my life, I got to watch some hockey. All right. That's one thing I gotta do. So we were notified earlier today, about 30 to 45 minutes before the start of today's radio show, that the show is not going to continue, which, to be honest, I'm not shocked. And the reason why I'm not shocked is the radio business, even since I last did it in 2020, is so different. It is so different, and it's a business, quite frankly, that is close to becoming extinct because of formats like this and satellite radio and everything else that is called competition. And that's where we're at. That's where we're at. And quite frankly, I'm not shocked by today's news. I'm not going to go on my podcast and rip the company that I was just working for. But I will just say this. As once again, I got to switch to the right mic. All right. I'm just going to say this because I want to make sure that you can hear me well. The company that I was just working for, all right, I'm not going to come on and rip them. I'm not going to slam them because that's just not who I am. All right. But I'm going to say this. They were trying to win the Indy 500 with a 4-cylinder engine. And you can't do that. All right. Or they were trying to win a 60-minute hockey game playing 5-on-4 the whole game. Or an NFL game with 10 men on the field. It's just 9 men on the field. That's the reality of the situation. So, listen, I appreciate the heck out of all of you. I really do. I'm happy to take phone calls here. Ryan's going to join me in a minute because I really feel bad for Ryan because Ryan has been kicking ass. And I brought him along on this podcast years ago, and he's elevated himself into a quality professional. And, at this stage of my life, I've seen a lot. I'm grateful for this podcast that I've continued to do and that we will continue to do. Like, I will just tell you right now, this podcast is not going anywhere. All right. So just so you know, we are going to be able to reconvene here. We're going to be able to connect the way we always have, the way we have been doing for years. We're going to do all of our Kings programming, all of our post-game shows. I'm going to be doing daily shows. What I would like from you, all right, is I would like to ask you, and I know everybody's different and everybody's got different schedules, all right? What would you think is the best time to do this every day or evening? I like this time at 7 o'clock for this reason. People are off work. A lot of people are getting off school. A lot of people, again, we all have different schedules. Some people work at night. Some people work during the day. Some people have split shifts, whatever. I could mix it up and change the show from maybe some nights 7 o'clock, some nights 5 in the afternoon. You tell me, what 8 o'clock at night? Like right now we got NBA going on. I got NHL going on. Do you like it when we're on, when we can talk about the games that are currently going on? I like this time. I think this time is good. I think it meets the masses. All right. I think it's better for most people. All right. So, again, I'm looking at all of the messages and everybody's got different ideas. So right now, I'm not going to make a decision on, I'm not going to nail it in cement. I'm thinking 7 o'clock. It seems like most of the people, once in a while, I'll try to do 5 or 6 just to like, I want to make sure that we reach a broad audience. So, you know, I want to say thank you. I don't know what else to say because, like, I don't know what else to say. It is what it is. I'm grateful for this show. All right. I'm grateful for this show. I'm going to be doing this podcast Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We got the NBA lottery coming up on Sunday. We got the NBA draft. We got NBA Summer League. We've got NBA free agency. We've got the NFL schedule coming out next week. Then into training camps. We've got the NBA. We've got NHL. We've got a lot of stuff going on. All right. We've got a lot of stuff going on. So that's where we're at. All right. Yeah, you'll still get Grant's Rants. Absolutely. Absolutely. So thank you. For those of you that listened every day to my radio show with Ryan, we thank you greatly. And here's the other deal, and I really mean this. If you want to sponsor and you want to help us out on this channel, hit us up. All right. I would love to have you as a sponsor. Our sponsors have been very happy. They've been very loyal. Let me put the email up. Reach out to me at gnapier@gmail.com. If you really want to do something for us, you can sponsor the show. We would love to have you as a sponsor. And again, my sponsors have been very loyal, and they're still with me because they've been very happy with the results. We get a lot of people over YouTube and we're mostly X. You know, you'd be surprised at how many people watch this show via X. And we're going to go bigger and better. So if you want to sponsor the show, send me an email, gnapier@gmail.com. That would be awesome. We would greatly appreciate that. So that's where we're at. Don't feel sorry for me. All right. I'm a big boy. I'm going to be fine. I feel awful for Rhino. I'm going to bring Rhino in now. Ryan, come in and join me. This is your first experience of dealing with this type of deal in this profession. So, like, I'm more worried about you. I'm not worried about me. You know how I feel about you, the strides you've made, and you were kicking ass. And now you're kind of like, okay, now you got to think about, other than this channel, which you've been doing great, you know, what's going to be next. So that's where we're at.
Yeah, and the dust will settle in a few days and we'll start making those plans. But one thing that I know is the fan base that we have here, we're coming home, Grant.
Yeah.
This is really where it started again. And I appreciate you worrying about me. I worried about you in the same way because we didn't get to say goodbye to everybody coming off of vacation. But all it means is the King's Court is back. You're going to get double programming here on the channel, and we're going to rock it out. And we'll go from there. We'll see what happens. You will still get the best Kings coverage, sports coverage that's diverse. My style, different from your style, something you taught me very long ago. And I couldn't be more grateful to have had the opportunity to be on a Sacramento airwave with you. Well, so thank you.
Tell everyone. So let's get right into it. We're gonna start doing the King's Court. I'm gonna have my show. What do you think's the best time slot for you for the show? Because I want to let everybody know right now.
Yeah.
Because we got a lot of people watching us. What they can expect. What can they expect from you?
Here's what I'm thinking, and this would be my question to everybody watching. If you wouldn't be too tired of content, everybody's conditioned for 3:00. The King's Court started at 2:00. Bring back the King's Court Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. right here on the channel.
Perfect. All right. Perfect. I love that. And I don't think you should. It's up to you. I don't think you should just say you're going to go to 5:00. Some days you can go to 4:00. Some days you can go to 4:30. That's up to you. But I don't think you should just nail it. I think consistency is good. So I'll tell you what, for right now, and this is not etched in stone. I want everybody to know that 3:00, the King's Court, 7:00, my podcast right here. And if we need to change it because of an event or something going on, obviously when the King season's going on, we're going to have changes, then we'll do that. Okay. So 3:00, I love that idea. 3:00 for Rhino, King's Court, 7:00. Ryan will join me sometimes. Yeah. All right. When there's big news, when there's stuff going on, Ryan will join me sometimes here in the evening. And listen, if there's big news, if there's something going on that I'll join Ryan on his show at 3:00, right? Like, maybe Monday,
Grant, if there's big news, we pop on. We've
yeah,
always done
right.
that here on this
Right.
channel.
So we
The
got
only
like
thing,
the NBA lottery coming up on Sunday. If we can come on. Here's what we need. You need to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, because then you're going to know exactly when we're coming on, and hit us up on X, right? If you're not following us on X and you're on X, we've got our X handles, our Twitter handles right there. Follow us on X so that you are always aware of what we're doing.
nailed it. Exactly right. That's the best way. And we stream live to X as well. We've got 162 watching over on X. So thank you for tuning in as well.
Well, yeah, listen, we did post-game shows. I remember when the Kings and the Lakers played, we did a post-game show once and I took a screenshot. So if people didn't believe me, I could just put it on there. 32,000 people one night.
Yeah.
Right? 32,000 people. So,
it's a great community. And I truly mean that. And the only thing that I would add to your opening, because I think it's spot on, is the one solace that I can take from this, and it's all positives for me. It really is, to have that experience to cover what likely was the worst King season in all time, or at least in my lifetime, was great. But Grant, I think we can both put our heads on the pillow knowing that we laid everything on the proverbial field, court, whatever you want to use, because that's what we did. We did as much as we could. The content was there. The guests were there. So I can sleep easy at night knowing that there's not something more that I could have done. And I know you can do the same.
Absolutely. I'm good with everything. I just worry about you, and I am happy that we have this vehicle. That's why I'm really hoping that we can grow this channel, more subscribers, more sponsors. And yeah, we got it. Is that Armando from Thailand, man? Checking in. Said 32,000. Wow. How many from overseas? Well,
a lot.
Armando, how about his handle? Armando loves Thai. Armando, you live in Thailand, man. Hit me up. You got your buddies going over to visit you. First of all, if you're a retired law enforcement, thank you for your service. You all, in my opinion, you don't get enough credit. Whenever I see law enforcement, I go up and thank them because I appreciate what they do. And so thank you for your service. I understand you're a retired cop. Thank you for what you've done for our community. But do you live overseas, buddy? Good for you. I'm happy for you. Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about countries, Serbia. You want to just go back and forth, ping pong, that tune in, Serbia, Fiji, Italy.
Yeah. The
Philippines, Thailand,
Seoul,
Afghanistan, Africa. I mean, we could
don't forget about down under Australia. We got a lot of people in Australia.
Yep. We've had France. So
look at that. Hello, listening from St. Martin. Now you're killing us. St. Martin in the Caribbean. Oh, I love St. Martin. And you can get on the little ferry, Red Hook, and go over to St. John, go to Trunk Bay, one of the prettiest beaches in the world. Get me to Trunk Bay right now. Oh, I'm closing my eyes thinking about Trunk Bay and the beautiful beach on St. John. You're killing me.
I've got to think that's relaxing. Relaxing if that's you. I know somebody that lives in St. Martin.
When you go to St. Martin and get on the ferry at, let's say, Red Hook, it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and you get off at St. John and you get into their open air taxi, which over Armando knows in Thailand is called a bot bus. Mm-hmm. And you get on a bot bus, because that's the currency over there, and it costs 10 baht, which is about, 30 cents. And the taxi takes you right to Trunk Bay. It's the best. It's the best. Here's Chief of Wolverines. He went over and saw Armando over in Bangkok. Grant, we need a travel podcast. You know what? We do, and I'm going to do one. All right.
I don't disagree with that. I think that could catch some traction, or at least a travel night that you can turn into a podcast.
Chief of Wolverines, let me ask you something. How about I travel, and whenever I travel, I make videos and put them on YouTube and everything, and let people know areas that are not tourist areas, that are gems, nooks and crannies of different countries that you don't necessarily get by looking at the Travel Channel, or you look at by going where everybody else is going. I'll send you to places that are gems, great places. Maybe we can do something like that. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I know people want to talk about the games tonight, and we will in a little bit. The Knicks, boy. First of all, have we seen some bizarre stuff in the playoffs? What the Orlando Magic did in Game 6.
Yeah.
Only 19 points. No Jason Tatum in Game 7 in that series. The Knicks are blowing out Philly. I was watching the Canadians and the Lightning yesterday. Ryan, I've never seen this in all my years of watching hockey. The Montreal Canadiens won Game 7 2-1.
Yeah.
They only had 9 shots on goal, and they had no shots on goal in the second period, and they went 26 minutes straight, almost half the game, without a shot on goal.
Did they put the NBA refs on skates?
Stop it now. I have a lot of friends that are NBA refs. Some who watch this program, and I don't want them getting mad, okay?
Sounds like the NBA to me. Okay, so we could talk NBA, but I think we've got to start here because this was so much of what you have listened to, grown up to. I was going to start here today on our show. Oh, hold on. See, we're prepared for something else. Here we go.
Steele swung on and driven in deep right. It is high. It is far. It is gone. He's done it again. Raul Ibanez has put on one of the great playoff displays of hitting. He drills one in the right field seats to win the game. Raul, so cool. Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
Yeah, we lost John Sterling earlier today, and the longtime voice of the New York Yankees. I've had Susan Waldman on my radio show, and I've had Susan Waldman here on this podcast, and I will get Susan on again. And when Susan and John were together, they were a phenomenal team. Susan was John's partner in the Yankee broadcast booth for a long time, and then John stepped down in 2024 because of travel. And Dave Sims now does the games with Susan. John Sterling was a iconic announcer in New York, iconic Yankees announcer. And my thoughts are, nobody lives forever. Get at it. Just like I'm getting at it at my age, and Ryan's getting at it, and we all do. We don't live forever. John had a full life. He had a great career. I used to listen to him on WMCA. He actually had a sports talk show before sports talk was even a thing. And I used to listen to John Sterling on WMCA in New York. John did the Atlanta Hawks for a while. John was a veteran sportscaster and was an entertainer. That's the thing I'll say about John Sterling, Rhino. He was an entertainer. He was a flat-out entertainer.
They ended up putting a camera on him towards the end of his Yankees career.
Yes.
So that's good. Did he have much influence? I know you listened to him early, but did you have any run-ins? Did his style influence your style in any way?
No. His style is so different and so unique, and it's very flamboyant. It's very
in your face.
Yeah, and so I took most of my nuts and bolts of my career comes from Marv Albert. And what I got from Marv is number one, all right, is inflection in your voice so that you're not monotone. And I learned that from Marv more than anything that I learned from any broadcaster in my life. Was if you're going to do play-by-play, you need great inflection in your voice, and you need to talk as long as the play is in front of you. If it's going slow, you talk slow. If it's going fast, you talk fast. But it goes slow and it goes fast, and you go slow, and then you go fast, and then you slow down. Then you go fast. And that's what I loved about doing hockey, because there's no sport that's more up and down than hockey. And that was my favorite. That's why it became my favorite sport to announce.
Yeah, you've got plenty of time to do that. You can throw Nucci and Ruggles into the game if you want to change up real quick. I love it. Lynn brings up a good point that you were getting at The Celtics go down in game 7. Jason Tatum does not play. He was available, Grant, at one point on the injury report.
So what do you make of that?
I make of it not a lot. I think it's plain posturing as you would in the postseason, but in the gambling era that we live in, there's a lot of people that are bent. Now they're looking at how aggressive his return to the court was. He should have been ramped up later. I think it's a lose-lose for the NBA because you don't have the biggest star in town playing in the biggest game of a series, and then you have the other side of the coin with gamblers.
I don't enjoy talking about gambling aspects of sports. You know that. Do I think that this had anything to do? And you're not saying this, by the way. Do I think it had anything to do with this topic? No. Can I explain it? No. Other than athletes can be very picky when it comes to a potential off season, especially when they just spent the entire prior off season rehabbing an injury where they didn't have a typical summer. They spent the summer in a rehab room with physical therapists and trainers. And that can factor into a decision like we just saw. If an individual is not feeling right about their body and they're thinking, God, I do not want to tear my other Achilles or have my knee and go through an ACL or whatever, that does factor into it. I'm just telling you, I've seen it before.
So does that call into question injury reporting being a problem in the NBA?
I don't know. Injury reporting is different than a player not playing because their body doesn't feel right. I don't know what the communication was like with everyone. I do think that was suspicious. You brought that up to my attention before you're talking about it here. I don't know what to make of it, Rhino. I mean, because the injury reports and reporting is for one purpose and one purpose only, correct? It's for the sports books. Is that accurate?
More or less, because teams are going to have an inside beat on what's going on with the other team more than they announce publicly. It's something the NBA did not need, but I think you bring up a great point. Sometimes if your body doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel right. And I've heard, and I think it's a lazy take, but we're playing with house money, so it's not a big deal as a Boston fan. We weren't going anywhere take, you got to let that go too if you're a Boston fan. But maybe some of that plays into his long-term thinking too.
If you want to give us a call, hit us up. Ryan will put the link on, and we'll be able to do that. And so you don't listen to us at 3:00 in the afternoon anymore on the radio. You listen to us here. Ryan's going to be on at 3:00 every day. I'm going to be on at 7:00, and we're not going anywhere. So, it's just a different format, but you can still talk to us. You can still hear everything that I'm going to say on the radio. I'll say here. I'm going to talk about the NBA. I'm going to talk about the NHL. I'm going to talk about the F1 race that was in Miami yesterday that was moved up due to the weather forecast. And we have a lot going on here. We've got the Live Golf Tour, which is going to be, no more. And we've got what's going to happen on the PGA Tour. I mean, we've got a lot of stuff going on. But first and foremost, what we've got going on is Sunday is going to dictate, or at least determine in large part, the immediate Kings future. We're going to know on Sunday where the Kings are going to be selecting in June's draft.
Yeah, it's a big day. Scott Perry, per Jason Anderson, is going to be representing the Kings at the draft lottery. And that's really when...
Who's representing the Kings?
Scott Perry.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't want to fly halfway across the country to listen to this, Grant? Somebody's going to go eat popcorn because of that. But
he's not going to see that. He's representing the Kings on stage, correct?
He's going to be their representative. there.
Okay,
But if you're
so
on,
there's two representatives. There's
okay,
one that you see and there's one that you don't see. So every organization has a person in the back room and they're sequestered. No phones. They don't leave until the lottery is over. All right. Then Scott Perry is going to be the one we see on stage, correct?
you know,
Do you understand the difference?
I do.
You
I
don't go.
100%
Yeah,
I
yeah,
understand the difference, but
yeah.
I don't think that's where I would argue. You just keep them in the room and then put them on stage. Why do you need two separate people?
You can't. You cannot. You can't because no one is able to keep a secret. And so you don't want the people on stage knowing what the result of the lottery is, because then you wouldn't have your natural reaction to when the team with the
All
number one
right.
pick. All
All
right. You
right.
can't do that.
All
That's not
right.
possible. That's not even a possibility.
All right. Fair enough. Snickering. Yeah. You're not getting the real
Not you
reaction.
you can't do it. You can't do it. And
I
then
got you.
if you really listen, the conspiracy theory, if you think it's bad now, oh my gosh. Oh, so no, you can't do that. Can't do that.
What do you mean? Oh, okay.
What I mean is, like, you want the thing to be when you have the 14 representatives on stage and they're on camera, you want it to be genuine. If they already know the results, you're going to already know the results based on their facial expressions before we even get to the damn final three.
Yeah, no, I got you. I got you. I will verify what Jason said, but Scott will be there in one capacity or another.
Well, I'm sure if he said Scott's going to be there, what he meant is Scott will be there as the representative on the stage for the Sacramento Kings.
There you go.
So that's going to be on Sunday.
And that's when y'all get to do your 6-pick, 4-pick, 8-pick, maybe a 1-pick mock draft to see where the Kings go. And certainly we know the position of need because Coach Christie and Scott Perry said point guard in exits. Yes. But Scott Perry, Grant, as you have advocated for, is into drafting the best available player.
Best available player, correct. Which we're gonna know a lot more. Well, first of all, here's what I do believe. On Sunday after the lottery, we're gonna know players that are a real possibility for the Kings and players that are no possibility.
Spot on.
So, like, if you're 6 or 7 or 8, okay, you know you're not getting DeBonsa. You know you're not getting Wilson. You know you're not getting Boozer, right? You know you're not getting Peterson. All right. You pretty much can cross those off your list.
100%. Perry will be on stage.
Yep. Okay. All right. No score at the end of 1 with the Ducks and the Knights. So I'm watching that game as I'm talking to you all. You know me, I got to watch my games.
I mean, there's a lot going on. What's with the NBA overlapping these games?
Yeah.
Have we forgotten?
I know. They never used to do that. They used to always have delays and stuff.
Look, I am fine with March Madness having the multi-screen effect where you're jumping back and forth or you have all the games up. I don't want that for the NBA playoffs.
I agree with you. 117-87 with 7 minutes left to go in the fourth. The Knicks are embarrassing the Philadelphia 76ers. And by the way, as we thought, Orlando fired their coach. I'm telling you, Tom Thibodeau is going to be their next coach. And what did I say 2 months ago?
You've been saying it since Orlando really started struggling, and it's already starting to float out there that he could be a strong possibility. Did you catch Jalen Green's comments about the officiating in Game 7? He went to his Twitch account where he watches game film and had this to say, Napes.
Okay.
That is that's the common play, a basketball play. Every player does it. So why are you targeting me? They clearly had an agenda. Like maybe because I spoke and I was critical of the refs in the regular season. So you know how they responded. Like we gonna call every. You're gonna lead the playoffs in offensive fouls.
You know what I'm tired of?
That's how that was the response from the officiating crew. You could clearly tell. And I've actually spoke to some refs and they said it was agenda going into each game. So anytime Jalen brings his arm up, just from reputation, just call it.
You know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of teams losing in the playoffs and blaming the refs. That's what I'm tired about. I'm tired of it. It's getting old to me. I'm tired of it. So that's my comment on that. You may have a different comment.
Yeah, no, I look, In a situation like that, like if we're talking last year, Detroit and New York, that's one thing. I don't mind you pointing to the officiating and saying that was an issue. But in a one game sample, when you go down a list of what the problems were, the officials were towards the bottom. You played a starting lineup that had played 0 minutes together all season. Let's start there. 3 ball, not falling, right? Joel Embiid going beast on you. So to me, it feels like a cheap exit. And if you're going to do that, take your medicine, do it at the podium, and get fined.
Yeah. Hey, I want to say thanks to all of the people that have been with us from day one right here on If You Don't Like That. And that, first and foremost, is New Works Plumbing. They're great. And if you really want to help us out, whenever you have a plumbing issue, you want to do something great for us, the best thing you can do is, hey, say thank you to our sponsors by using them. And New Works Plumbing, for those that have used them, I've always appreciated the comments that you send our way, whether it's water heaters, water line repair, sewer repair, water filtration, gas lines. You got an issue in your home, whatever the case may be, New Works Plumbing will be there for you. They've got a fix for you. 916-713-1010 or newworksplumbing.com. That's NEWWRX plumbing.com. New Works Plumbing. Again, keep them in mind. We appreciate their sponsorship. They have been awesome to us. And you've got all the information right there on your screen. New Works Plumbing. They've got a fix for you.
39 right now from San Antonio. Yep. Timberwolves hanging in there.
Yep. I'll tell you what they're doing with how they beat Denver in those 2 games where like I competed and without their starting backcourt, to me was amazing. And the fact that they won without Edwards and DiVincenzo in that last game is amazing to me.
I don't disagree with you, but they have shown the ability to do this for like 2 series. And when they get to the 3rd series, they're done. They just can't sustain it because that's not their style of play the entire season. And like it brings up a bigger point too. Oh, John Grant, your buddy that you used to call John Solins shot us $4.99 on a super. Really appreciate that.
Yes, we do. We appreciate that. Thank you, buddy.
It brings up a bigger issue with the playoffs where you're seeing these low scores, Grant. I am all good for a little tweak, a little bit more officiating or a little bit more physicality. What I'm not good with is taking the dial from 0 to 100. Last night in game 7 with the Cavs and the Raptors, you saw Max Strus get what to me was going to be a penalty 2 in the regular season, downgraded to a penalty 1, right? And a guy like Mitchell can't get to the hoop, but he can't get to the free throw line. It's too drastic. You got to meet it in the middle. Do you disagree?
No, I don't disagree. I do think you got to meet in the middle. I don't disagree with that at all. Like I think go ahead. No, please go ahead.
Yeah, finish. I was going to say everybody that I'm talking to is saying we're watching a different style of basketball, a much better style of basketball, which I don't disagree with. I understand it's not sustainable, but you can't just say, well, the refs are swallowing their whistles.
Listen, you brought this up many times and you just referenced it, but the sport would be better if they called the game the same way from October through June, right? Yes. The game needs to be called the same in October as it's called in June for the NBA Finals.
Or at least closer to the same, right?
No, the same. It's the same sport on the same 94 feet with the same players. Call the game the same.
But I don't think you're going to get the same effort throughout an 82-game season that you get in the playoffs from these guys.
That's true. So what are you saying to me?
Say closer.
You're going to get more fouls in the playoffs?
Well, you might have, it might not matter. Players might not be playing that much more physical. So maybe that's the other side of the argument. Maybe we're putting this all on the refs and not enough on the players, that they're playing a completely different, competitive, all out. And did you see Jared Allen last night? He took over the basketball game.
Yeah, he had a monster game.
You know, so maybe it's dual-sided, but it's a problem for the NBA. When you go to a restaurant, what do you want? When you go to Bennett's, you know you're getting consistency, right? When you turn on the TV and watch an NBA game, you want consistency across the league.
You want it the same all the time. And at Bennett's, you get consistency, whether you're there for lunch, whether you're there for dinner, brunch on the weekends. Bennett's Prime Seafood and Steaks, Sacramento, Roseville, the West Side Grill in Rockland. Bennett's is awesome, and we are grateful to have them as a sponsor. Go to Bennett'sRestaurants.com. That's Bennett'sRestaurants.com. Prime Seafood and Steaks at Bennett's. Yes. 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 I was talking with Brian Bennett earlier today. Said, I got to get out there and see you soon. Love Brian Bennett. Thank you for the super chat donation. We greatly appreciate that. You love making me rant? Okay. Good for you. I like to rant, so that's good. Yes.
Okay. Mr. Travel Guy, Sean, who is controversial at times in the chat. What about Spirit Airlines?
Here's the deal. Spirit Airlines is a crappy airline. All right. The bottom line is I didn't fly Spirit Airlines all but once. And listen, I understand it's a budget airline, and I get that. But I can't fly an airline like Allegiant or Spirit when my knees are literally up against my chest. And I'm worried about like everything on the plane because I'm not a flyer. I'm not somebody that goes on a plane and worries. But I was worried when I'm on Spirit. I mean, literally, it costs you extra money to take a jacket on board with you, for crying out loud. So, bad airline. Do I feel happy that they're out of business? No. You know why? Because a lot of people lost their jobs. And I'm not happy when people lose their jobs. And I feel for those individuals. You have pilots, you have flight attendants, you have ground crew. I'm not happy for them. But the airline was terrible. All right. If you're going to go into business, do it right. All right, at least get to the freaking basics, would you please? Spirit Airlines and Allegiant Airlines are the two worst airlines I've ever been on in my life. Am I happy that they're out of business? No, but you got to look in the mirror sometimes. And that's my mini rant for today.
So I don't think you should ever cheap out on a plane, first off, especially if you're going to be riding on it. Second is I feel for the people, even if you know that you're getting yourself into a subpar flying experience, you're still expecting your ride home, right? And
yeah. By the way, give me about 30 seconds, or I got to adjust my air conditioner. I'll be right back.
Yeah, please do. So, anyways, that's my point with Spirit Airlines. But the job's lost. That's crazy. Good on the other airlines, by the way, for some of them lowering some prices so people could get home. Al Michaels' AI voice. I don't think Grant has heard of that. We might get to it tonight. Thanks for being here. Remember, we are adjusting the schedules. Grant's going to go 7 o'clock going forward. King's Court returning at 3 p.m. Right here where it all started on If You Don't Like That. So we're looking forward to it. You know what? I just saw that movie.
What was the Al Michaels story?
Oh, see, he heard it. The Al Michaels AI voice. Have you heard about that?
No. What's going on?
I don't know. I hadn't heard about it. Oh, Al Michaels is using an AI voice.
For what?
Well, presumably his voice.
What do you mean he's using an AI voice? I don't understand what you mean by that.
You got to ask John Salmons. It's the first that I heard about it. Yeah, there you go.
I don't even know how that's possible. Well, I shouldn't say that. Everything's possible in this world.
Everything's possible.
Other than peace.
Brutal. Did you see if you don't like that, inside the NBA, they're gone fishing for the Celtics? Did you have a chance?
I saw the on social media, yes.
Vrabel and Rossini, Titanic.
How about that? Was that a classic or what?
That was pretty good. The guys didn't even know what to say to them.
Yeah.
The boat was named the something Heimlich. They're good. They
are good. Well, you know who's good? The people that are creative and the people in the back that create those things, that is an unbelievable mind. It really is.
Yeah, no, it is.
That's not Ernie, Kenny, Shaq, and Charles. Those are the people in the back. Those are the people that are the brains. And when I mean that, they're the creative people that then get the talent to play off of what they create.
And those people still exist. They are not AI. There's people that do things very well in that area. Prize Picks. I will still be on there, but the promo code will not work. So if you're there with me, come have some fun.
Yeah, and let's see if we can get them as a sponsor for you on your show.
We
because
very
you were
well
kicking
could be.
ass on them.
I will put that call in for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Again, we are so happy that you're here. No more 3:00 on the radio, but you'll have 3:00 with Rhino on the King's Court. So 3:00 and then 7:00 right here every day. All right. And then we'll do special events. We'll have all kinds of things. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. Please follow us on X. We've got our X accounts right there on the screen. There you've got the QR code to subscribe to the channel, and you'll see our handles on X right there. Follow us on both. You're good to go. You're good to go.
Looking forward to it. So tomorrow we get back to work here. Yeah. Y'all ready to go?
Yeah, we're ready to go. And every day for right now at 7:00, you're going to be on every day at 3.
Yep.
So I think that's good. I'm happy about that. And again, I want, for those of you that are joining us a little bit late, we've had this platform for years. This platform has not gone anywhere. It's not going anywhere. I'd like to be able to do this. I'm 66. I would like to be able to do this for many, many, many years. I like doing this. I've always liked doing this. So, like, I want you to know we're not going anywhere. All right. We're going to be here and we're going to be doing this. Jerry Reynolds has been great. He's been a huge contributor to the channel. Ryan's been able to use him on the King's Court once a week during off NBA month seasons or months. So I'm sure Jerry will join Rhino from time to time. I'll reach out to have some guests. I know Olden Polynice. So I got to tell you, I think OP was as good as it gets on the radio on Wednesdays. So I'll reach out to him and see if he wants to do a segment with us. We'll have some creative ideas. Okay.
Yeah, it would be great to have OP like once a week, like he had on the radio station, because his vibe and his willingness to go places others don't, and with a unique perspective is awesome. So
I already touched on John Sterling. When we get done, you can go back and watch the show or listen to it, and you can hear our thoughts on John Sterling. Is Emirates a good airline? It's a great airline. They're obviously being impacted severely because of the war in the Middle East, but they're not a good airline. They're a great airline. Great airline.
Just look at all the stuff they sponsor. Holy moly.
Yeah, they do sponsor a lot, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
More Sean Salisbury, please.
Yeah. The problem with, and it's, again, problem's not the right word. Sean lives in Houston. So, for me to ask him to come on the podcast, that's kind of a late night for him, because he's not a late night guy, but I'll reach out to him. We'll get him on from time to time. I'm sure he will do that for me. All right.
No doubt about it.
And then here's the other deal. Listen, if it means that once a week, I've got to do a show at 5:00 to get Sean on for a half hour, I'll do that, because, one nice thing about this show, you can watch it when you want. You don't have to watch it live. We prefer you to watch it live, because then we can have interaction. You can send messages, you can call, but you can always go back and watch it at your convenience, which is the beauty of this.
Yeah, and one thing that we've done with this channel is it's been a constant evolution. We keep evolving, we keep reinventing when it comes to styles, technology. So we will continue doing that as well.
Here's one for you. BJ said Hawaiian and Alaskan's great also. Yeah, especially when you're on them at the same time. So yeah, that's when they're really good. When you're on both Hawaiian and Alaskan at the very same time, when you're flying from Kauai to Sacramento. That's when it's really good. When you're on both planes at the same time, that's a very unique experience. So I'm glad you feel that way.
We still need an answer from BJ about how that happens. He might not have been listening when we tried to break that down.
Oh, he was listening.
Okay.
He was listening live on the plane.
I'm talking about when we broke it down on the radio.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Wow. I've experienced a lot of things in all of my years of broadcasting. That's the first time I've ever heard an individual tell me what airline they're on, and then tell me, oh no, I'm on this airline, and then go, oh no, I am on that airline.
He didn't know the flight, and he didn't know the flight number, right?
Well, I don't need the flight number to look up his flight, but that didn't bother me.
You're a couple standard deviations away from the mean when it comes to travel stuff. So most of us would need flight numbers.
Unbelievable. Seriously. Incredible. So here's the deal. Rhino's going to have the King's Court at 3. I'm going to be here at 7 o'clock, and I want ideas. So keep some ideas coming. I want to hear from you. I want you to know that we're not going anywhere. My thanks to Sunrise Landing. They're a phenomenal sponsor. Dennis Blazona, Blazona Development, salt of the earth, great guy. Love Dennis. Love talking about Sunrise Landing. They've got a couple of models right now that are turnkey. They're good to go, right? You go up there, you make a deal, you sign your papers, you're in the house, boom, you walk through the front door, everything is done. They also have some models that are going to be available during the summer months where you can still pick out the interiors. And then there's some that are going to be available at the end of summer. Again, you can pick out your interiors. All right. Sunrise Landing, adjacent to the Calusa Golf and Country Club, and I-5, Highway 45, Highway 20 will get you there. So check everything out, all right, at beautiful Calusa Sunrise, all right? That is Sunrise Landing in Calusa. Let me put the website up there, calusasunrise.com. That's calusasunrise.com. And maybe you'll relocate to beautiful Sunrise Landing in Calusa. So here's the message for tonight. All right. And it's a very simple one. Thank you. Thank you for being with us through all the years, the different formats. And now we're right back to our birthplace. All right. We're right back to our birthplace here on If You Don't Like That. When I say we're back, we didn't go anywhere, but now this is our meat and potatoes.
And you know what? We're coming into the off season, which gives us more time to expand into different areas. Those that watch King's Court, WWE, we'll be talking some of that with the cost cutting. Yep. So looking forward to it.
Lynn said the Knicks won by 39. It counts as one win. All right. We've seen some bizarre happenings in the playoffs where one team will blow out a team and then the next night lose. So it counts as one win. But they look good. They look good. That's for sure.
How real is that? Yeah. Really quick. How real is that hangover coming off of a Game 7, bouncing into a new series?
I don't know. I've never experienced being with a team that's won a Game 7, so I can't really answer that. Sorry.
Wow.
How else would you like me to answer? I've never experienced it.
I don't know what to say.
I can tell you what it's like to lose Game 7s.
You're killing me, Dave. What's wrong with you?
Well, you asked.
I mean, that might be one of your hottest takes I've ever heard. The most
you
burn. That's like eating the hottest pepper in the world.
I don't eat peppers. I don't eat hot peppers. You know that. I don't like.
I know.
Like hot food.
But for the, I don't know. Never been with a team that won a Game 7. Oh my gosh, Grant, that was
you
real.
Asked.
I did.
You asked.
I did. 32 years of experience in the league.
Yeah.
Figured.
All right. So tomorrow, 3 o'clock, King's Court. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be right here having lunch with Jerry Reynolds before that. Good. So I'm looking forward to being back with you tomorrow at 3.
All right. Thanks, buddy. I'm going to have some closing words, and then we'll adjourn for today, and then we'll come back tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Your support means the world, always has. That's why I went back to radio. That's why I started this podcast in 2020, because of you. All right. I love doing this format. I always have. It's loose. It's fun. There's no commercials where I got to take a break for 3 or 4 minutes. I don't have a boss. I'm the boss. Rhino's the boss when he's on at 3 o'clock. That's what I like. But it's all about us. That's what it's about. As I've always said, it's not my show. It's our show. All right? You, me. Your show, my show. All right? We're together. We've always been. We always will. See you tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Right here, If You Don't Like That. Oh, boy. Have a great evening, everybody. Bye-bye now.